Alright folks, welcome to this episode. In today's exciting video, we're away to try and find a hidden, abandoned burial ground up here. Besides, well, we're starting our adventure at the Shield Hill Bridge here. We're joined in this video by AKR.
Alright folks, welcome to this episode.
So in previous times folks, I've been to an abandoned house down here at the other side of the barn. But in today's video, hopefully we're going to go beyond that. Maybe if the burn, there's a big burn up here called the White Water, if it's too high, we'll no get across. But this first burn looks crossable. But yeah, like I was saying at the top of the hill, there's an ancient burial ground or whatever shown on the map that we've never been to on this channel folks. But it's the sort of place probably we might have to wait until the burns are lower. We've got this rotten tree, I'm going to attempt to cross over. I'm doing it folks, we're over, we're safe. Here AKR, like that's rotten but you'll be like, if you
Typical of us to go along the side of the bird that has no...
if you hold on to the tree you're sorted.
The side of the bird that has no party, isn't it?
It's a bit slippy there initially and then it's bra.
It's the other side that has the path, isn't it?
Yeah. Step up onto here now and you're sorted.
Yeah.
See, this is the abandoned house here.
Yeah.
There is an abandoned wee house that's featured on videos before here folks, and at one time there was another house there with like a little shed on the ancient maps from the 1800s, but now all that is like gone. The new road's there, the new bridge. This is it, the burn's just over here. I've walked up here before. Hopefully there's a way of crossing the burn. See, that's the end wall of that. What have we got here then? Oh, it's quite steep here.
There's a big burn.
Yeah, so it is. No way.
I don't know if the bridges on it.
Oh, look, there's something here in the burn. Is it a tree? Certain times there might be like a way across, it's safe. Oh, there's like a fence kind of bit there. There is no way across at that point though. Right folks, there's going to be no way over that burn today, so we're going to head up the other path at the other side of the burn. The other side of the Shield Hill Bridge. This is some proper like wilderness exploration here folks. Crazy autumn conditions here. AKR making his way over the burn there skillfully. So yeah, at one time this area here there must have been a little house and a little shed. Maybe like a little farmer's croft. All of that was probably bulldozed away when they made the foundations for the bridge. Look at that, that pothole goes right the way it did there about 3 foot. I do apologise for the wind folks. Real deal Scottish adventures here. The river South Esk here is still high. It's rotten crazy. It's like there's been a deer or something eating it. There's been a deer rubbing its antlers on there. Look at this at the other side, that's the white water. Don't know how well that comes through the trees there, like, but it's gushing. It is less windy now we're down here. Most of the leaves are coming off the trees now too. So this path we're on today here, folks, leads up the river. This is the same river that we walked up the side of in last week's video, when we were at the Ancient Wonder. But this is obviously like 3 miles further downriver. I was hoping to go to the ancient burial ground, but this is like plan B. We're away to see if there's anything else cool up this side of the river. Look at this, folks, little stream. Massive trees come down. That could even be fresh. Because it's quite windy, we're just staying vigilant here in this wood. We don't even want a tree hitting us on the head. Look at this, there's just like branches everywhere. The river's quite high here, folks. You can see how there's a lot of greenery under the water. That's all like normally kind of above the water. I think it's about 3 foot higher than what it normally is. We're just taking this old path up the side here. It's always cool to explore a new path that you've never been on before. You never know what's round the corner. On the underside of this dead tree, all these fungi. Look at those ones. It actually looks like this dead tree may have been washed down river at one time and it's just kind of gotten jammed here. There's tons of fungi all over it, look at that. Can't believe it. It's like the river's almost rising, but it's just the way it looks. It's just like sweeping the edge of here, like. There's a lot of fresh leaves and sticks blowing down because the last few days it's been some crazy weather here. Like there's a ladder down there at the other side.
Must be for fishing.
Look at the way this tree's broken. Savage. Just sheared right there. Is that an oak tree?
Oak, aye.
Still growing.
You see that kind of flecking look inside the bark. It's what you see on the oak furniture. That'd be good burning, that.
Oh, I was just looking at this tree and then look, I've just noticed this old mushroom. Look at it. Look at the neck of it. Wow. What a crazy phenomenon. Half of it's just fallen off. This ancient burial ground must be over the other side somewhere, about here.
There's a bit for the river going backward.
Look at this, folks, this is like the unbeaten path here, like. Look at the size of this like tree. This is it, folks, unreal. Crawling underneath trees. Getting the footage. I think because the wood at the far side here was like fell a couple of years ago, all these trees down here have just been blown over. Look at this, folks, look at the way this fungi is on the end of this tree. It's mental. It's just like growing in layers. Kind of like, that's different to any other fungus I've seen today. It's crazy how like every fungus I see is totally different, like just endless amounts of them. There's another stair coming down. That's a proper road at the other side. Here, is that where the old grave site is?
No, I don't think we're starting to go on for that yet.
I think this is where the river cuts round at a corner.
Yeah, the big corner here.
Look at this, folks. This is an old dead tree in the wood, and this is a crazy like hive of activity as far as nature goes, because these holes here that you can see, they're all the way up the tree. They've been made by woodpeckers. Woodpeckers come and make holes like that, and then the bugs crawl into the holes, and then the woodpecker comes back, eats the bugs out of all the holes, makes new holes. But these old trees are like perfect, so it's easy for it just to knock a hole in it. Pretty cool. But at certain times of the year here in Scotland, you hear the woodpeckers like rattling on the trees, making those holes. Look at this fungi here. Look at the way it's growing. That could be a twin. Is this the first ever twin fungi that we've witnessed here on the channel? That is the burial ground at the far side that I was trying to get to today, but unfortunately, because of the high rivers and burns, it was impossible. But in the future we'll go and visit that. It is a rare, abandoned historical location. The wind's so strong here. The colours of these trees too, it's incredible at this time of year. Look at this, folks. Neil, was it Neil Matt, might it say? Lafferty? 1985. There's a bit of old history, folks. 1985 on this tree. There's been something else here carved out. It's so cool to find old dates written on trees. That shows you that somebody was around here in 1985. Look at that there.
That's really cool.
MBB. That's crazy. The beech trees are the best ones for seeing like writing on them. Kind of like some of these oak trees, you wouldn't be able to see much. Look at this river South Esk here, folks. This is crazy. There's a dead tree here. This is not the best place to probably show you, but look how much stuff's washed the shore here. The way that it turns such a steep angle here when it comes round the corner, that's crazy. I don't think there's any way of getting across the Quarry burn. We'll walk up this way a bit.
There might be a bridge, I don't know.
So that's quite a cool little unique spot where the Quarry joins the South Esk. And as the two burns meander and move over the years, then that spot might change. There's intense jungle-like conditions. All these ferns are starting to die. It's so cool exploring these countryside locations off the beaten path like this. Certain days of the week, estates could be shooting places like this, but on a Sunday we're okay, folks. This burn is quite high compared to normal though, because look at the way it's swirling. It looks really deep.
Yeah, it probably is.
It's crazy because like the waters will be different temperatures from whatever glen they've come down. Yeah, folks, so AKR was just reminding me there, like in last week's video when we looked at the burn going below the bridge that said 1872 on it. This is the very same burn. We're at the other end of it, and this is where it finally joins with the river South Esk. So there you go. Look at the size of this tree. AKR's currently counting the rings on this tree to see how old it actually was when it was cut down.
I get 65.
65-year-old tree here, folks. Cut down. And that's when this whole forest had been clear felled, so that would have been a good bit of wood probably. Again, wood like this to an estate, or wood like this in the countryside, again, it's just a crop. It's just like wheat or barley, but it takes longer to grow. But it's growing to be produced and then felled once it's a certain size, so it's pretty cool. All this is going to get like replanted, or it probably has been replanted beyond that fence. Yeah, so all that area is replanted now, and then the next generation of forest there is the way to grow. Oh, there's a slippy root down there. Look at this, folks, at the riverside, this unusual looking plant. Himalayan balsam, or jumping jimmies as it's known in Scotland, and apparently it's taken over riverbanks and stuff around here. Look at it, it's all over here. It's probably like one of those horrible things like giant hogweed that just spreads down riverbanks. I've not seen it. Has this been giant hogweed here?
Possibly, aye.
See, it's all dried up indeed now. This area here is sodden. Right, folks, that's been a pretty crazy adventure there. Look, there's been driftwood now washed up here. You can see how high the burn's been. We've now turned around, so that's as far up there. There's no more ancient wonders on this side. We were going to go to that burial ground in this video, but it's just been an adventure through the abandoned wilderness. The cool, unique location that we saw in this video was where the burn of Inverquarity joins the river South Esk, which is quite interesting. Unfortunately, we didn't get to visit that burial ground at the other side, but that'll be coming in a future video, so stay tuned. So we'll say goodbye just now, AKR.
Goodbye.
I'll end this video here. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one very soon.